body created on this earth, of this earth, have the power to fashion for this earth a climate where every man and every woman can live freely without sanctimonious piety and without crippling fear. When we come to it, we must confess that we are the possible. We are the miraculous, the true wonder of this world. That is when, and only when, we come to it.
That was a poem by Maya Angelou. It's called A Brave and Startling Truth. It's a very good poem. It's actually much longer than what I played. Thank you all for joining me today. My name is Chase, and I decided to make this video after multiple Facebook discussions regarding the current political climate and Obama's interviews about gay marriage. He had one in 2004 and one in 2012. Many people feel that he has changed his views about gay marriage and gay rights. I do not believe that he has changed his views. He has changed the terminology that he is putting gay people under in order to give them rights. He has never changed his position on giving homosexuals rights. With that clarification, I would like to go ahead and show you the video from 2004 and the video from 2012, and then we will proceed ahead with the slideshow that I have made. This is the interview from 2012.
His position. So I asked the president, does he still oppose same-sex marriage?
I have to tell you, as I said, I've been going through an evolution on this issue. I've always been adamant that gay and lesbian Americans should be treated fairly and equally. And that's why, in addition to everything we've done in this administration, rolling back Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so that outstanding Americans can serve our country, whether it's no longer defending the Defense Against Marriage Act, which tried to federalize what has historically been state law. I've stood on the side of broader equality for the LGBT community. And I had hesitated on gay marriage, in part because I thought civil unions would be sufficient, that was something that would give people hospital visitation rights and other elements that we take for granted. And I was sensitive to the fact that for a lot of people, the word marriage was something that evokes very powerful traditions, religious beliefs, and so forth. But I have to tell you that over the course of several years, as I talk to friends and family and neighbors, when I think about members of my own staff who are incredibly committed, monogamous relationships, same-sex relationships, who are raising kids together, when I think about those soldiers or airmen or Marines or sailors who are out there fighting on my behalf and yet feel constrained, even now that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is gone, because they're not able to commit themselves in a marriage. At a certain point, I've just concluded that for me personally, it is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
So once again, the president supports same.
Okay, that was the 2012 interview. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up the 2004 interview that he had.
say,
Mr. Obama, you said that your religious faith dictates that marriage should be between a man and a woman. Would you elaborate on that?
Well, what I believe is that marriage is between a man and a woman. But what I also believe is that we have an obligation to make sure that gays and lesbians have the rights of citizenship that afford them visitations to hospitals, that allow them to be to transfer property between partners, to make certain that they're not discriminated on the job. I think that bundle of rights are absolutely critical.
But as far as why, what in your religious faith calls you to be against gay marriage?
What I believe in my faith is that a man and a woman, when they get married, are performing something before God, and it's not simply the two persons who are me. But that doesn't mean that that necessarily translates into a position on public policy or with respect to civil unions. What it does mean is that we have a set of traditions in place that I think need to be preserved. But I also think that we have to make sure that gays and lesbians have the same set of basic rights that are in place. And I was glad to see, for example, that the president today apparently stated that he was in favor of civil unions. This may be a reversal of his position, but I think it's a healthy one. I think on this, President Bush and I disagree apparently with Mr. Keyes on this, because I think that kind of basic ethic of regard towards all people, regardless of sexual orientation, is a valuable thing.
Let me interrupt and ask you a very quick follow-up question. Do you believe homosexuality is a choice?
No, I don't.
You think it's innate?
I think that for the most part it is innate. I think that obviously it may vary in certain circumstances, but I think that it is something that is a part of their identity. Now,
being the case, Mr. Obama, that being the case, if something is not a choice, if something is innate, then why isn't it a civil right? And why isn't your support of civil unions as opposed to marriage, does that amount to separate but equal?
No, I think there are a whole host of things that are civil rights, and then there are other things, such as traditional marriage, that I think express a community's concern and regard for a particular institution.
So marriage is not a civil right as far as you're concerned?
I don't think marriage is a civil right, but I think that
it's a human right?
But I think that being able to transfer property is a civil right.
You think marriage is a human right?
I think not being able to, not being discriminated against is a civil right. I think making sure that we don't engage in the sort of gay bashing that I think has unfortunately dominated this campaign, not just here in Illinois, but across the country, I think is unfortunate. And I think that kind of mean-spirited attacks on homosexuals is something that the people of Illinois generally have rejected.
Mr. Keyes, on the Channel 7 debate last Thursday night, you said, and I'm quoting you.
Okay, that's the end of the two discussions. Now, what I want to clarify there is that his viewpoint on giving gay people rights has not changed. He has stayed stern in the fact that he wanted to give gay people rights from the beginning. He's just went from using the term civil union to using the term marriage. The reason I think, and this video will go over it, the reason I think he has changed his mind in going from civil unions to marriage is because of the federal benefits that people get. If you notice, he kept on clarifying gay people getting federal benefits. And that is what he is most concerned about, is the benefits that gay people get with being married. Yes, they could get those things with civil unions. I think what he is scared of in giving just civil unions and making it two separate institutions, he's scared that politicians will come in and manipulate the definitions. Manipulate the definition of marriage and manipulate the definition of civil union in order to strip gay people of their rights again. Or they will try and segregate people or play favoritism to the straight community. I think that could be another possibility where he's going with this. They could tax gay people more, and various different things, policies they could do if they do not put everybody under the same institution, whether everybody's under civil unions or everybody's under marriage. If they don't put everybody under the same institution, there is a lot of leeway for manipulation of the rights that come along with each. This is just a copy of the statement that he made on the 2012 interview. Okay, before we start this, I just want to say that I don't normally make videos for YouTube or for anything else for that matter. I made this after very heated political discussions on Facebook about this matter. And I didn't feel that people had enough understanding and enough information to understand what this is really about. And so I decided to make this video. I did not choose the music that I put with it. I just pulled up Pandora and put music with it. I will go over some of the topics. I will butt in and make some clarifications on some of the topics, but in general, I'm not going to read all of this. I'll leave this up to you all. Mute it if you want to, and just read it. It's up to you. These are going to be the topics of discussion: Obama and gay marriage, definition of marriage and civil unions, gay rights in relation to the Bible, morals, ethics, and American values, stereotypes, how kids are influenced, gay rights in relation to the government, the gay agenda, quote-unquote, versus the straight agenda, quote-unquote, and various solutions. Over the past week, I have been involved in several discussions about the current political climate regarding gay marriage. In response, I have decided to make this video. I hope that it can in some way help those divided become united, or at least respect others' rights and views. In an effort to give non-biased, reliable public sources, I have used only information from .gov and .org websites. Cited information is provided. This discussion was initiated with the following question. Obama shows his support for same-sex marriages. Do you think his change of heart is a political statement? My personal response was what you see here. It is a political statement because he is in office, and this will affect the outcome of future support in elections. I did not think that making this simple statement would turn into such a heated argument, but it did. So we shall see where it goes.